Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree. So, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm comparing plastic or refillable pencils versus wooden pencils. So, here's a scenario. You're in school. You forgot your pencil. You reach to the guy next to you and you say, hey man, I forgot my pencil. Can you loan me one? And they hand you this fucking piece of plastic that you have to click a few times to get like a little teeny bit of lead. You go to write your name on your notebook and it fucking breaks. And after like 5 minutes, you're out of lead and you're like, hey man, I'm out of lead. And he's like, sorry, can't help you. Now, I do a lot of writing in notebooks. I have tons and tons of notebooks. I keep lists in notebooks. I organize things in notebooks. Like, I plan stuff out. Just jot down notes for ideas for future videos or future like books or short stories or poems or whatever I want to write. Things like that. And I don't waste my time printing off character sheets for Dungeons and Dragons. I just take a line paper out of a notebook and I just, jot my information down on a piece of paper. That's my character sheet. Now, for a lot of stuff, just like taking notes and stuff like that, a pen is the preferred method. And I buy pens in bulk. I buy boxes of pens. Because I want to make sure I always have access to a pen. Pencils are a little harder to come by. But when talking about pencils, I prefer pencils, especially for when we're talking Dungeons and Dragons, because you want to be able to erase things, because, you gain hit points, experience points, etc. Things like that. You need to be able to erase things, because otherwise it gets cumbersome and then you just can't fucking make sense of what's on the paper anymore. So for that, you want a pencil. Plastic pencils have no use for me. For one, if you break a plastic pencil, you're stuck with shards of plastic. If you break a wooden pencil, you're going to probably get splinters, but you just now have two pencils. Sharpen it up and you're good to go. If your plastic pencil runs out of lead, you're just fucked. You just got a piece of plastic. If the lead in your wooden pencil breaks and you don't have a pencil sharpener, just use your teeth, use your fingernails, you're good to go. You're just like, hey, there you go. Obviously a pencil sharpener is ideal. And if you're like me and you like to chew on your erasers, the wooden pencils are better erasers to chew on. One, they taste better and they chew longer. And two, you get that little piece of metal that holds the pencil to the eraser to the wood. And you can chew on that too. If you go to chew on a rubber, on the little piece of fucking rubber at the end of a plastic pencil, first of all, you're going to swallow that fucking eraser because it pops out as soon as you touch it. Regardless, it's useless. Second of all, then you're just chewing on a piece of plastic, which you don't want to chew on because that's bad. So as far as I'm concerned, wooden pencils are the way to go. Now, I also buy sketchbooks, and I do art, drawings and art. And for that, you definitely want art pencils. They do not make art pencils in plastic pencils because plastic pencils come in one size, pretty much, and one thickness of lead. And that's useless for drawing. You want different softness and hardness of the lead in the wooden pencils or the graphite. And you want different thickness to the pencil, Sometimes you want a thicker pencil with a softer lead. Sometimes you want a sharper lead. You know what I mean? You can't get that with plastic pencils. So I don't understand why plastic pencils even exist. I mean, when they came on the scene in the 90s, we thought they were high tech because it was like, oh, cool. Plastic pencils. And we called them Eversharps when they first came out, but they're not Eversharps. And if you run out of lead and you buy a lead refill, fuck it, it ain't worth it. Because you got to take the cap off, which means you got to remove the eraser and the butt of the pen or pencil, the plastic lead holder. And you got to try to get the lead down in there, but you got to get in it just right so that it goes through the little teeny tiny microscopic hole at the top of the pencil. And it's like, oops, never mind, fuck you, you missed. And then you're just breaking the lead into little teeny tiny pieces anyways. And you're fucked. I just don't understand why plastic pencils even exist, and why they still exist. Let's just stick to wood pencils and just stop making plastic pencils.